Jixie Dye. Read by Jixie Dye. This is the life of a sock, from birth when she is unwrapped from her plastic packaging to when she is put back in the drawer after washing. Chapter 1. Birth. I'm born. I'm removed from my clear plastic packaging by a strange pink creature. It strokes me a few times, feeling the soft wool of my body before my plastic umbilical cord attaching me to my sockmate is snapped. From now on, my goal is to constantly find him again. From now on, it's me against the world. I'm balled up with my sockmate and placed into a drawer. It's smooth and white, and it's lined with lots of other sockmate pairs. I'm greeted, made welcome, and I make some friends. I find some glittery socks with hedgehogs on them. Compared to them, my plain pink body seems a bit boring. There are so many different types of socks. Pink and blue, soft and rough, long and short, new and old. What is this place, I ask? Why are we here? For the answers I seek, my sockmate and I are taken to see the oldest socks in the drawer. They're so majestic, yet there is a drabness to them that I don't understand yet. They explain that we were created to clothe the feet of the flesh thing. I ask if that was the pink thing that unwrapped me, and the oldest socks say yes. A sock doesn't live forever. I find this out straight away. Our life exists in stages. First, the drawer stage, our current stage. Then, the wearing stage, when for a brief time we clothe the feet of the flesh thing. Then we enter the laundry basket stage, when we wait, dirty and discarded on a pile of other socks. This is the scariest stage, as we are most likely to lose our sockmates and become odd socks. Our duty is to try to get back to our sockmates so we can be reworn. Then we get put into a strange room where we are shaken and tossed and spun and pelted with water until we are clean. Then we are taken from the room and put into a white plastic room. Our duty is to find our sockmate. If we do not, we become odd socks and cannot be reworn. If we are not reworn, we are thrown into something called a bin, where all socks go to die. My sockmate and I are so scared. What if we cannot find each other again? I hug him close, our cloth bodies pressed as tightly to each other as we can. Perhaps we can avoid being worn by the flesh thing, I say, the next morning, but there is no way. If the flesh thing does not wear us, we will die, be thrown into the bin much quicker. I live in fear that one day the flesh thing will reach into our white plastic drawer room and pull us out to wear. What will I do without my sockmate? Chapter 2. Worn. It's inevitable. One day the flesh thing will reach into the drawer room and pull out a pair of socks. I watch as sock pair after sock pair get pulled out by the flesh thing. They never come back. One day the drawer room opens, the flesh thing appears, only this time it grabs us, my sockmate and I. The only thing I can do is scream as I am detached from my sockmate and put onto the flesh thing's foot. As soon as I am put onto the foot, I feel a thrill of happiness. I finally understand that this is what I was made for. All that day I exist in utter bliss on the foot of the flesh thing. my sockmate on the other foot next to me. Yet eventually it grows dark, and it is time for the flesh thing to lie down to sleep. Carelessly I am peeled from the foot and tossed onto the pile. There we lie, on the very top of the basket. I reach out my hand in a vain attempt to feel my sockmate lying near me, but not near enough. It stares at me with fearful eyes. Over the next few days, more and more socks and other garments get put on top of us until the basket is full. Then the basket is upended and everything in it is sorted. I and my sockmate are sorted into the light pile with other light-coloured garments. A pale blue skirt eyes me with something like pity. "What are you looking at me like that for?" I ask. "Don't you know?" the skirt asks, somewhat haughtily. I shake my sock head. Socks are the garments with the shortest lifespans. You will die much quicker than me or any other garment in this pile. Not if I don't become odd and my sockmate is right there, I quip back. The skirt laughs. There are many other things that can kill a sock other than becoming odd. The slightest rip or tear, especially if it's around the toe area. Oh, wow. Nothing drives a flesh thing crazier than a hole in the toe. You'll end up in the bin for sure. She has to be lying. That can't be true. I look at my sockmate in fear. Chapter 3. Separated. We're lying in a pile of light-coloured garments. All of a sudden I'm scooped up by the flesh thing. But wait! It didn't grab my sockmate. I can still see him lying there amid other light-coloured garments. "Help!" I yell, waving my sock arms madly, but nobody hears or cares. I'm not the only sock who's been separated. Nearby, a tiny blue sock with yellow glittery stars wails unhappily, and I grasp it, holding on as hard as a sock can. I'm scared. When will I ever see my sockmate again? We're thrown into a horrible round room with silver sides. Everything is hard and slippery, yet it inexplicably smells really good in here. We're squashed in with other garments, and I'm squished against the back wall of the room. The door is closed, and a beep signals that something is about to happen. The door to the room clicks and locks, for better or worse. We're here. The blue skirt eyes me again with pity. "Better get used to being in here, sock," it said. "You'll be in here a lot, if you're lucky." I hear a gurgling sound and the room begins to fill with water. I'm scared, though I know I can still breathe, so I won't die. It fills up so fast and begins to spin, tossing me against other socks and skirts and various garments of underwear. It's so scary. So I close my sock eyes and pray for it to be over. The pale blue skirt passes me. Her eyes close too. For all she puts on a brave front, she doesn't like this horrible room either. After what seems like a long time, the room beeps and stops. Everything is damp and silent as we wait. Chapter 4. Restart. After what seems a long time, the door to the horrible room is opened, and we're pulled out. Now we're tossed into another room, which spins us and pelts us with hot air until we are bone dry. I wonder where my sockmate is, as I am pulled out and put into a black plastic bag room and taken away with other garments. I then get separated with other socks and put into another bag full of odd socks. I make my way through the crowd of odd socks of different styles, fabrics, and colours. New socks wail in fear and are comforted by drab-looking older socks, older than the oldest socks in the drawer, much older. There are too many socks crammed together. I can't find my sockmate. I'm scared. I begin to cry, and a pair of fluffy dark pink socks comforts me. Trying to find your sockmate. First time here, I know it's scary at first, But if you're new, there's good chance you'll find him, I promise. I have no reason to disbelieve her. I thank her and sit and wait for something to happen. And it does. Soon, we are all pulled out of the bag and tipped onto something called the floor. From here, my sock friend tells me we are sorted with other odd socks in an effort to find our sock mates. I wait with my sock friend as other odd socks are led out onto the floor to be sorted. The flesh thing stares at us, searching for our sock mates. I watch as socks are found and reunited with their sock mates, balled up and put back into the drawer. I think back to my time there and ache with longing to be back there again. It was so clean and I was surrounded by so many happy faces. The flesh thing pauses, holding a sock above my head, staring at me, examining me in minute detail. It then picks me up, gently, reverently, and strokes me once again, then brings me up to the height of the other sock, holding us next to each other. With a thrill of happiness, I recognize the other sock. It is you, my darling sockmate. I found you, my sockmate whispers, as we are put aside, ready to be put back into the drawer. Next, the flesh thing pauses over my friend, the fluffy dark pink sock. Odd, it proclaims, plucking up my friend and tossing it into a black thing that my sockmate tells me is the bin. No, I cry, watching my friend be swallowed up. My sockmate holds me close as I sob. The life of a sock is hard. For a brief time we are worn, we are happy, we have a purpose. But this glory does not last forever. Every sock one day will be thrown into the bin. Think of me next time you wear your socks. The end.